Some roster changes.
Yes, unfortunately, we came to a decision to waive Anthony Bennett and sign Jason Thompson. It's not anything, Anthony did wrong, and I probably put him in a tough situation. I feel he needs to be somewhere where he can play, and I don't know if we knew that our team was going to be, just slightly maybe where we were last year, and playing time was going to be tough to dig in, but I take responsibility for that because wasn't the kid's fault at all, and I know people keep coming back and saying, "Oh, a kid is really talented and he'll get a chance." And it just has to be a team where he has the opportunity to play. So, but today we signed Jason Thompson, and we feel we needed a little help at the power forward position, and he's a guy that started probably an average of 60 games last 4 or 5 years, and a good rebounder, mid-range shooter, but just somebody to come in to fit on our team. I think things continue the way they are, and we'll see where the fit is. But to have a player like that we bring into our program at this time, it's not something we usually do. We like to build, I think, from training camp and grow, but maybe where we find ourselves now, if there's something as that can help us a little bit maybe down the road. So,
a couple years ago, Jason Thompson was kind of a hot name with the Sacramento Kings. Some of the heat came off. What have you seen from this young man, especially in his time with Golden State?
Well, I don't know how much opportunity he got there, but certainly his time at Sac, a very good rebounder, physical player, long, and if you follow his career, he's been a consistent rebounder, which is, I think, good offensive rebounder. And then he developed a mid-range shot that was that's not bad. So those are things I think that could help us. But he also knows that he's coming to play, I think, within a system where there's a way we play, and there are guys we go to, and how guys fit with our team. So I think he understands that. So we're hoping it's one of those things that fits, and maybe that sticks with us.
Did you have to convince him to come from other suitors, or was it just a match that made sense for both sides?
He had a few teams that obviously with the buyout market you compete against other people, and you have to make your pitch, So he liked our situation, and he chose our situation. So that's a positive for us.
You mentioned the power forward position. Is this a player that can move the needle at that position, or is this sort of more of a depth insurance type of addition?
I'm hoping, like we all hope for, like moving the needle is always something that you hope for. You never know with these things, but he's going to play a role on our team. I don't think it's as big as a role as he's played in the past, and so maybe it's more you get out of him in the limited role or whatever the role is he's bringing, whatever it is he's bringing here. So we hope you hope that it's something that helps you or gets you better. So moving the needle is a big term, but we just hope he helps us win more ball games, and down the stretch he helps us get better as a team.
Does he bring something off the court as well? I mean, he's been around, 8-year vet, still a relatively young and inexperienced team you guys have, especially come playoff time. Is he a guy that can kind of take you guys to the next level off the court as well?
Yes, you make your calls, and you try to find out as much as you can about these players, but he was one that was very positive around the league, and even asking a couple of our players that played with him, whether it was Kyle, who from Philly, from that area with him. Hasn't played with him, but Pat played with him, very complimentary, and JJ played with him too, so all these guys, and he mentioned those guys. So when there's a positive like that, like you feel that the character is going to fit in with your team, and that's what we want with our team, because you have to build that culture where even when guys are not playing, or if they're playing or they're not playing much, you want them to feel comfortable with their situation. So he brings us, I think, from all the homework we've done, we're hoping he brings us a good level of character on and off the court.
Were there any minutes for Bebe at 4, given some of the shortages? I mean, the minutes he has played, he's done quite well, done very well in the D League. Is that something you considered? Or?
Yes, it's something we're still looking into. I know the coaches are studying it and seeing, how we can develop Bebe even more. Again, did we expect to find ourselves in this position? Where it's difficult to develop in the NBA and to win at the same time. That's one of the hardest things I've learned and to do in the NBA. And you look at our guys, we try to punch them in. I know coach is trying very hard, to win games too. So you credit him for that. But we're trying to develop. Even AB was caught up in that, and now Bebe and Bruno and Delon and Norm, so they have to take turns, and we have to find time. So hopefully, I think here and there, coach will find time for Bebe to continue to develop. But he's somebody we see as a big part of our program going forward, and a really, really big part. You don't find bigs like that are skilled, and he's shown us a little bit. Has to do it more consistently, but we all know bigs take time, so hopefully he can find a little bit more time.
Just one more question on AB. Like he had a very strong training camp. Dwayne was quite complimentary.
Yeah.
And then there was a bunch of DNPs right off the bat at the beginning. So what fell off there for him?
I don't know if anything fell off, to be honest. And we take responsibility for that. I really do. I feel it was a tough situation to put the kid in. And first of all, to be honest, Scola came out and just shot right out, helping us, and we had that record starting the season. And usually it's a tough situation to put a coach in. But Anthony is just at that point where I think, he needed to play, and with Scola and Patrick, it just got a little bit difficult and trying to win games. So he was put in a tough position, to be honest. This really has nothing to do with, I know people will write #1 pick and all that. It has nothing to do with that. The kid really has a chance. He has a lot of talent, and this was a difficult position to put him in.
How did he take the news? Was he upset? You're always going to be upset. I spoke with his representation, and it's always upsetting. With anybody, it's the most difficult part of our jobs. To be honest, it's the part that I hate the most, because when you have to cut a young player, especially, it demoralizes the player in some way or the other. It demoralizes all of us if we get cut or we get let go, or that's just the nature of those kind of things. But I feel he's gonna get another opportunity, but it really should be an opportunity where he gets to play a little bit, because he does deserve that, and I think he'll show.
Do you think he had developed while he was here? Obviously, the minutes were something that was just kind of out of your control, but had he developed in the work that he had done here?
I think he did. Our individual coaching, I think, is great. I think these guys do a good job, and I think he learned from that. You can see with DeLon or Norm or those guys. And then he had few minutes in the D League where he went down. He had a couple times where he had injury issues, but
I wish those parts would have, panned out where he played more there. But I think for me, I think he gained something from us. Maybe it's the fight for the next battle, wherever he goes, and he's right there, and he just needs to be, honestly, in a situation where he can at least play consistently, like that would give him a lot more opportunity and to show his skill and talent, because he is a very talented kid.
Is that sometimes one of the underrated things about playing in this league? The need to be resilient, the need to figure out how difficult it can be sometimes.
Yes, it's a difficult league. It's very, very difficult. You look at some of these guys that are from 10 to 15, and you crack it, like for a couple of days, and you look like you've cracked it, and then you have to come back and get your confidence back again and find it somewhere. That's the nature, and it shows you how much talent there is in this league. And then not only that, takes like you need to keep fighting and fighting, and he did that. To be honest, he kept coming, and he kept trying to figure it out, but there's just no minutes, especially with a team that's trying to win. Did we sit here and think we would be second in the East at this time of the year? Hey, I was praying on my knees, but I don't know if I thought, like we would be here, So that makes it tough on coach. It makes it tough on us, because hopefully we're doing something right. Hopefully the coach is doing something right, and then it just makes it difficult to develop at the same time.